Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
Every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles that life throws our way in order to get something done. Most recently, we've been working on a supernatural superhero culty comedy comic called Deathless. It's issue
Deathless.
of our current series, and Steven, I think it's going really well. What do you want to work on this week?
So I wanted to work on Deathless, and I did. I have the page, the flashback page that I missed. I think it's page 15.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I have it I don't know, like 80 to 85% done, but I also completed, not colored, but completed an entire page for Bloodlust as well. I gotta send
Oh,
that to you,
freaking
actually.
yes! Send that to me.
Yeah.
I love seeing new pages, like from either project.
Mhm.
Like I just like it's so cool. It's so much fun. But Bloodlust is so much fun to see. I like, obviously I love vampire stuff. So, but
Yeah.
dude, okay, so I finished coloring 2 pages of Deathless completely.
That's
I'm
awesome.
so freaking excited. I'll tell you, I realized what was hanging me up on the first page was the outlines in space because I
Mm.
know the plan is the magic, right? Like the plan
Hmm.
is mostly the light pen effect. But for some reason, my brain kept going like, no, it's just blank space. What do I do? What do I do with this blank space? Do I leave it white? Do I color? But like, I ended up just like letting it be like gradient, like fun color around, and I figured like, oh, it'll be colored anyway, and it'll look
Absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes with those white lines, I'll just do like the color that would be in the light pen, like the
good.
pale blue or something like that
Yeah.
for M. But yeah, I usually most of the time with that stuff, like I just pick and choose what kind of happens after I see it. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what makes this whatever's gonna make this look cool. I
Yeah.
just wanted this outline because she's in the middle of space and she's wearing all black. So I needed to make this character stand out in the space.
Yeah,
So
for sure. No, dude, it looks great. And honestly, like I went with like a pretty colorful space too. Like I ended up
that's awesome.
like lightening up the stars a little bit. And I think it looks really cool. I'll send it to you so you tell me
That's
what you
one of my least favorite things on Procreate is there's not an efficient star tool. So
Yeah.
what I've actually the tool I use to try to create stars now and is I just use the spray paint burst and then
Yeah.
I color in the stars like because like
Oh,
obviously
okay. Yeah,
stars
yeah.
aren't clustered like that much. So then I just color in and keep the stars that I think look good. It's just
Oh,
what I
nice.
do. Because
Yeah.
they're not like the flicker. There's a light flicker that would sounds like in theory it would be perfect. It would give glowing stars, but no, it's horrible. It looks like someone flicked paint, and it just
Oh,
doesn't look like they do. It doesn't look like how you flick paint onto an ink board with the whiteout that makes it look like
right.
space. You know,
For sure.
it
No,
doesn't
dude.
look like
I
that.
but I think what like your technique is working because I think it looks really cool. Like I'm excited. But dude, otherwise, I have news, Steven.
Mhm.
I have a weird new update for the world. Um, the likes of which so Steven, you know, and anyone who's been watching our show recently knows that like someone has come into my life whom I love and adore. I have a girlfriend now, Steven. I've been calling her crush. She's, a wonderful, amazing person, and I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world. However, Steven, I do have a new squirrel friend. I have a new squirrel friend. Um
Anthony got a new best friend that ain't Steven, and he's probably gonna co-host a podcast with him called Anthony and Nutso the Squirrel. They're gonna eat all the Ritz crackers and celery in the house and probably take over the world Pinky Brain style, because that's what their real names are. Code name Pinky and Nutso the Brain.
Nailed it. So,
Nailed it.
so okay, Steven, I'm in my garage, right? I mean, not currently. Previously on Anthony's life, I was hanging out in my garage with Atlas, right? We're just hanging out. We're playing pretend. We're being like goofy in there. We're just playing pretend. We're being silly. We're doing voices, and we're just like hanging out in the garage. It's like there's like a light thunder outside. It hasn't started raining yet. But like it's about to. You can kind of see like the sporadic drizzle, coming down. And we're just in the garage, just hanging out. We do that sometimes because it's really hot in Florida, and we don't want to go outside, but we want to be not in the house.
And right before a storm actually does get a little nice outside in Florida, even in the
Exactly,
summer.
exactly. So we're in the garage, we're hanging out, we're being silly, we're doing our thing, and Steven, out of nowhere, just a squirrel belly flops into our garage, just like this weird, erratic baby squirrel just just lands, like just from a bush, lands in the middle of the garage and just skitters awkwardly, like can't find its footing. It's just going like back and forth, and it goes and it just hides under like this I don't know, like a seed dispenser thing that we have in the garage. So I was like, well, this is a thing that I'm dealing with now. You know
There's
what
a
I mean? Like,
squirrel in the garage.
there's a squirrel in the garage. Like, how do I? Okay, if it were a snake, I mean, first of all, I'd scream a little, but then I'd be like, we have to get rid of this snake. We got to get it out of the garage. If it were a rat, I'd be like, I'd scream a little, and then I'd be like, you have to get it out of the garage.
Get that gross thing out of my sight.
But since its weird fleshy feet are covered with fur, and since its weird fleshy tail is covered with fur, and it's not a rat because of the said fur. Like, by the way, fur does a lot of heavy lifting in the rodent category, right? Like
It really does. It makes or breaks the rodent.
it really does. It's not fair at all. Like if I were a rat, I would do everything it took to have a squirrel tail. Like I would go through the dirt like a bird building a nest and build my
Listen,
butt from
you
scratch.
can trim your pubic hair and just glue them to my rat tail, please.
I am begging you for my pube tail.
You want to get rat crabs? That's how we get rat crabs.
Rat grabs the squirrel tail. Okay. But dude, seriously, I mean, it's true though. Like it's true. Like we're really unfair to
You know what?
squirrels.
We are, but you know what? What else? You can have all the fur in the world. Don't
Uh,
get me wrong. I love this animal. I am not afraid of them. I think they're cute. But you
uh,
can have all the coolest, awesome color, fluffy fur in the world. But if your mouth is constantly open like this,
yeah,
you're out, man.
you're out.
Opossum, you're out. Opossums, you're out. You're out of here, man.
They're gone. I'm sorry. Those
I
like
do love them, but they're
they're
hideous at times.
they hope they are. They're monsters. But it's,
Like
they're like the yeah. They're so terrible.
they're
Like
mouth breathers, bro. They just walk around with their mouth wide open. Like,
they're the pugs of the rat community. It's
mm.
crazy.
But they eat like thousands of ticks a year, so
Yeah, super helpful. They're
support your
basically
local possum.
actually we should. I mean, I think I remember I pitched a whole snail superhero thing, but like I feel like a possum would be a really funny superhero too. You know, especially like when that plays dead. Like, what if like you actually go dead? Like, it's someone who's just like their body just goes completely dead. It's completely fine. They
Loses all control of their
all
muscle,
control their
releases like a scent from their
literally.
gland.
How are
Oh
you
my
gonna use
god, it's like
this?
a bilish smell. It's horrible.
How are you going to use this to save the day? You'll see,
You'll
very
see.
creatively, or not at all. Like one of those two, and you'll find out very soon. But dude, so we get a squirrel. Squirrel jumps in. I'm like, what do we do? So we get water. We get snacks. I'm like, okay, I know nuts, obviously. We get some cashews, we get a couple like peanut what do you call crackers, and we get like celery. So I try to lay the stuff out like a little smorgasbord for my new squirrel friend. He kind of like hesitantly, like reluctantly, like peeks out, kind of like nibbles and goes back in, and peeks out, nibbles, goes back in, very quickly jumps out and like just kind of like sits on my foot and just like
On your foot?
on my foot and just like sits there. And I'm like, okay, buddy. Like, and I'm just like, so I pet him. I'm like, I'm petting a squirrel. I'm petting a squirrel. Like,
This is
who am I?
happening.
It's happening. I have become Snow White. I'm Snow White now. Like this is who I am. Like this is, you can't take this from me. This is, I earned this by feeding and petting this wild animal who will probably murder me with some sort of plague. But that's fine.
As soon as he leaves the garage. All right, Tango 6. Yeah, we got him. We
Yeah,
got him. He fully trusts me. We're gonna slit his throat with the furry tail. Okay. That's actually a razor blade.
it's actually
It's actually a sheathed sword, okay?
that's why it's so furry. That makes so much sense, Steven. It is a blade. Okay, so dude, so I have him for a while. He's following me around like mad, right? Like just all through the garage, anywhere I go, he's following me around. I was just like, this is like a far from home situation. Like I am now the squirrel's mom, and I don't know what to do, you know? So I'm just like, this is crazy. So I was like, okay, we can't leave the squirrel in my garage because I mean we have a dog, and also like I don't want to hear the squirrel chirping all night in the garage. And what if it gets lost or trapped underneath something? I really don't want a dead squirrel in the garage. Like that would literally break my heart. I couldn't. I'd like that would it would suck so bad. So I was like, okay, let's get the squirrel outside and like into a bush where like I know there are other squirrels over there. Like it's probably where it came from, you know? So lead the squirrel across the street, like just like and like literally leading it across the street. It hops across the street, goes into the bush, and eventually like disappears into the bush. And we're like, done. Like
Mission, mission success.
mission's like accomplished. We freaking nailed it. Like that squirrel's gone. But oh, by the way, like when I mean, not that it mattered, but it had all these freaking webs all over its face, and I had a Q-tip, and I got all the webs off of its face, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, squirrel. Like we're best friends now. Like,
Remedied.
yeah. So so it was like, we like cleaned the squirrel, got it into a little bush. It's like it's safe and sound in there. It seems good. So I was like, good, and like went home. Didn't hear from it. Got inside, went to bed, did all did normal human things. Today, Steven, I go outside once again to play with Atlas. We're actually outside. We're like, yeah, just like making voices, being silly, doing, being ridiculous, and I hear a very familiar chirping sound, and I was like, that's not a bird. That's my squirrel friend. And so I just follow the sound and I look over at my neighbor and I go, hey. And I just do that. And the squirrel runs over to me.
Oh my god. You summoned him over?
Yeah,
It's like, oh, it's my best buddy. It's my best human friend.
I didn't expect it to work, Steven. You know the thing you do when you're like, hey, look, oh, it's a deer. Hey, look, hey, look.
And where the animals just do this?
Yeah.
And they look at you like, what the hell is this thing? Is it killing me? Is it fighting me?
Yeah. Am I being eaten? Am I currently being eaten? Do I have to take out my tail sword? Do I take out my tail sword? Is it time? But no, he ran right over, dude. Like right over. Like hopped over, like immediately onto my foot, and just like stood there with me. And I was like,
I straight up have an animal familiar.
I have a familiar now. And I was like, yeah. So Atlas tried to name him something, and I couldn't remember what it was, but it started with an F. So now I call him Falafel. His name is Falafel. So Falafel the squirrel. He is Steven. So then I got him a little dish of water and food and like put it out for him, and he kept following me around. He ate some of the food. I tried to play with Atlas for a bit, and when I turned around, the squirrel was up on my screen, like waiting for me, like sitting up there,
Just
like
waiting. He's like, you have fun with your boy. I'm right here. I'm
it was.
just chilling.
Yeah, like, do you know how weird it is to like you go into the screen area where your front door is, and you see a squirrel belly? Like it's freaking bizarre. Like it's so weird to just see like a squirrel, just like, what's
Just
up?
waiting.
How's life, dude? Like, hey, remember me? I'm your squirrel friend. Like, don't break up.
Falafel.
I'll kill you. You're like, I'll find you.
No one wants the bite of the sword tail.
Yeah. So, I don't know if there's a third part of the story. I'll keep you all posted with my squirrel friend Snow White situation. But so far, right now, the last I saw, my crush came over and I got to introduce Falafel to her because Falafel was just
You
oh,
can summon him whenever you want.
yeah, pretty much, and it's magical, Steven. It's freaking magical to have that ability. And
This just made me think of the episode where Marshall like keeps like singing and sending like voice like song emails to everybody. Like whenever and then the last one's like cat funeral dun, dun, cat meow meow. It's squirrel funeral boom boom.
dude, Marshall is the best character in that.
Marshall is like no, Jason Segel holds that show down
100%.
for sure.
Dude, speaking of that though, I know we're not going to go long tonight, but I did want to say I started watching The Office again, and because I love The Office, but I'm not one of those people. I'm not like you guys have watched The Office a billion times. I've only watched The Office like 1.5 times.
Have you watched the Superfan episodes yet?
No, not yet. Like I want to do that.
You should just rewatch because they're up to like season 6 on Superfans.
Are they? Maybe
and dude, some of the episodes are objectively better because they're longer.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm only on season 2. I'm on like season 2, episode 8 or something. So like, I'll just go. I don't. What is it? Peacock or whatever? Or
yes, Peacock. Peacock's one that has the super fans.
Okay, but like, dude, I just wanted to bring up really quick. Okay, so on The Office, I always knew like it was a little like troublesome, like the whole Jim and Pam thing early on. I didn't realize how bad they were early on with like the cheating.
Oh, dude, yeah, like she was like Roy was definitely not the best boyfriend and fiance. He definitely had his faults, but holy shit, dude, like
it's
yeah.
like I get it. I get it. They set him up as a super hateable guy, so you don't feel bad for him, and so you root for Jim and you root for Jim and Pam together. I get it, and of course, I was with everyone else. I still like watching it again. I'm still rooting for them to get it over with already, because but like the what like she makes some bad choices and like Jim, I mean Jim's at fault too, obviously. He's like pursuing her while she's in this relationship
Mhm.
actively, aggressively, like over and over, and like but she is literally like flirting with him and then acting like she isn't suddenly
Yeah,
sometimes.
like
Very,
gaslight, like basically
yeah,
making him look completely crazy, like
she
making him
does.
question his own like what he's noticing. Like
Yes,
am I crazy? Like does she
yeah,
not like me?
yes,
I
and dude,
will I will say one of like not my favorite, but a really cool episode much later in the series is when you see like Roy like finds nothing but like the best life. Like he
yeah,
marries like the woman of his dreams and he does all the things that he never did for Pam for her because
uh-huh.
everybody has
Oh,
their person.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And
true.
and
It's
at that exact moment too, Jim and Pam are like not going through it, but they're not having like the best of time. So it like
yeah,
really like kind of stings a little bit for them. But
yeah.
like, but like, yeah, Roy found his forever too. So,
Dude, oh, speaking of that, so we saw Coheed this week.
oh,
Okay.
dude,
Like, we saw Coheed. And I will say, like, I think you and I both had separately really special evenings, right?
for
Like, I,
sure.
I would say so. And I think,
Did you
like,
see the video I sent you of
I
Cammy?
did. I'm sorry, I didn't get to respond to you because, like, I mean, it was a
Yeah.
with everything. But, like, dude, that was so beautiful. So, how did the girls like it? Tell me, like,
Okay. So like, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, for those of you who don't know, so we went to go see the band Coheed and Cambria, and they played with Incubus, and Steven brought his daughters, and along with Tina, his wonderful wife, and it was just like it's their first ever concert experience, which I can't like it was
What a
amazing.
concert experience to give them, right?
Yeah,
And
dude.
like so my daughters are literally named after characters from the band's fictional universe. Not only their first names, but their middle names too. So yeah, it's like it was like their birthright to finally get to see Coheed. And like Chase is Chase. She's so cute. Like she enjoys things the way she enjoys them, and this was the perfect venue for that. She was getting up and dancing. Sometimes she was filming for Tina and stuff like that. But Chase had a blast. But Cambria like had a full on religious experience
Oh
with
yeah,
Coheed. It was like she was like crying. She's like, "Oh my god!" Like she was like losing it, and like
yeah,
I'm like, "Yes." And
yeah,
like, and baby, this isn't even their final form. This is Coheed opening for somebody. This is not even a Coheed show. This
dude.
is like,
I know, I know. Uh,
and like all the Incubus fans around me were like, "What?" Like I didn't realize going into like how many Incubus fans were going to be there over Coheed because like in my world it's like,
I
well,
know.
yeah, everyone's here for Coheed, duh. Like who's here for
You know what's
and
funny though? Oh,
like
you go on. You keep going.
but yeah, so like there ended up being a lot of like Coheed fans around us, and like we were like singing every song, and like
Yep.
the Incubus fans next to me, like the guy's girl was like, "Oh my god, like watching your daughter like sing all the words, like she's so awesome." And like Cambria, and they played the perfect mix for Cammy because they played all the hits that she would know from the older albums, but then they played She Loves the new album. So Liars Club's like one of her favorite songs. She loves Shoulder. She sings Shoulders. Like, oh yeah, she had a freaking. And then they had PDQ there, which is like one of my favorite chicken places. I forgot that that's a Tampa place, and we have them down here, but they're not as common. So we got like PDQ, and we had like this little seating area, like we got into the arena, like everything was like great there. I know your story is a little different, but like we had this very peaceful drive up, the check into the hotel 500 feet from the building, walk to there, eat dinner, relax. But you, on the other hand,
Oh, Steven. Okay, so Steven, first of all, that was amazing, dude. Like seeing that video of the girls and like seeing Cammy like singing and stuff, that was freaking beautiful. Like I wish I could have been like we all sitting there together because
me
like
too,
it was
dude.
amazing, dude. Um, but okay, so like my experience, it was so funny. It was so funny because like we went up there with like my crush and her family and like it was so much fun and like it was like a fun drive up and we're all singing together and having a good time. But then the rain hit, right? The
Oh
rain,
man, that rain was brutal, dude.
dude, the
We
rain.
left we left so early that the rain didn't impede our journey, but
Yeah,
it's still like I got to Tampa like an hour or so later than I even thought I was going to get there.
and that's what happened to us is like we left to make good time where we're like we're gonna get there a little early, we'll be fine, we'll get our seats and blah blah blah. We'll have like a good 20 minutes before the show starts. Nope, because the rain was so bad that traffic just stood still, like killed us completely.
There was multiple times where I thought there was an accident, but no, it was just
Yeah,
literally the rain was so blinding that people were slowing down to 45. And 45 on the interstate feels like
dude,
molasses. I don't know why, but like, and then
dude.
like some parts in like Bradenton and stuff, like I was like down to like 5, 10 miles an hour. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
that's exactly what was happening to us. So it was
Oh yeah,
nuts.
dude. When you called me and told me you were at exit 182, I'm like, oh my god, he's at Sumter. That's like Northport. He's got so much journey ahead of
Yeah,
him and
I,
not much time.
Steven, I literally went on Twitter and like said, "Dear Coheed, please just like wait an extra like just wait an extra 10 minutes before going on. We're stuck in the rain, please." And they literally did. I'm not
They
saying
they
this,
listened to him.
but like Steven, isn't that amazing? Like they did go on like a good like
Oh,
12.
dude, I was surprised. They were scheduled to go on at 7:30, and they didn't
Yeah,
even really go on until 8.
yeah.
And yeah, you lucked out big time because you
So
basically yeah, go ahead.
okay, yeah. So we're driving around and we get stuck in this weird like single lane, like a one-way only traffic, trying to find like a place to park. And then like our GPS leads us to a freaking parking lot that you had to get in advance, like you said. And I was like, no. So then we eventually find parking and we run to the we run through the puddles, get through through the rain, get into the as we get into the stadium, we're hearing the very end of the whoa whoa like dude, it was but a very cool thing to enter into an arena. Like
Absolutely. You're
as we're
almost like
like,
I'm imagining like okay, Coheed's playing, that we're all singing it back to him, and like we're like Gohan shooting the Kamehameha, and
yeah,
Coheed is Cell, and then like Vegeta comes in at the last second with that other O, and it's you like just sending that
my
little key.
favorite thing. Yeah, we're walking through the venue, and I like how I am. I don't care. I hear the music, and I just start going, like, and I just start doing it with it. And I'm just like, yeah, this is the freaking best. And I'm just like, I'm excited as hell. So we get up there. We like show our tickets and stuff. They're like, oh, this way. We go up to our seats and we sit down, and we may have snuck alcohol into the venue. Haha. Like,
Screw you, Emily.
but so we may have. I'm not saying we did. So like my crush and I are just like hilarious, like sipping on like this like bottle and like drinking like and like laughing together at the fact that we did this and like
You
we're
brought
just
a
like
whole box of wine
it was
somehow.
pretty hilarious, honestly. But dude, like so I'm sitting there and like we're just like having the best time, and it just like hit me really hard that like I'm sitting here and I look over and she's like singing every word, like you were saying, just like I'm looking over and like she's singing every word to the songs and I'm singing every word of the songs and we're singing together. I'm just like, I've never had that in my life. I've like it hit me so hard where I was like, holy crap. I've never been in a situation where I can go see bands that I like and feel like it's like this. Like,
And
we're both,
someone's not just coming just to support you
yeah.
seeing your band.
Yeah, it's literally we're having this time together and it's freaking amazing. So like we're sitting there and we get through like 3, 4 full Coheed songs and then people show up and they're like, robble, robble, robble. And we're like, what? And they're like, those are our seats. And we're like,
Oh
oh, I guess
damn.
we're in the wrong seats. So I guess we were in 70 or what was it 307 and we're supposed to be or whatever, and we're 306 or whatever it is. And so we went down and we went around and we actually had better seats.
Enjoy your shit seats, buddy. You could have stole ours.
More seats. Yeah, it was weird. So then we went and we went and sat in the seats, and dude, it was just the best freaking night. Like I was just like singing with my crush the whole night. It was freaking phenomenal. And I'll tell you though, I know you left before Incubus, right? And like the best thing about Incubus was that they put on a really cool light show. Like the light show was
Yeah, like
really
a lot of
like
cool effects.
yeah, yeah. They had a lot of like cool laser effects. And I was like, I've never seen anything like this. It's like a lot of cool like choreographed lights, like all these like really like fun, lights. But I was just like, they needed it.
He needed
I
to be spruced up a little bit.
they needed these lights. But dude, that guy, like what's his name? Brandon
Brandon
Boyd?
Boyd.
Is
Yeah.
that his name? That guy, he reminds me of Mike. Like I was watching him,
Yeah.
like the way he is and the way he sings, and like his like flamboyant, like just like over the top sort of like emotional way of singing the things that he's saying and the way he's singing it. I was like, and the fact that there's like music going on. And not that his vocals don't go with the music. They do go together in a sense, but like it's off in a weird way that works, but is unique and it's unusual but unique for them. But it reminded me of Mike in a way where I was just like
Hmm.
I can see Mike doing something like this. I was just like
Absolutely.
it was cool. But dude, I will say, I mean, I hate to, I'm not, I don't hate to, I'll throw shade right on them. Dude, those Incubus fans looked like mannequins. Like
Like they were just there to watch the show.
it was very weird. And I'll tell you, my crush loves Incubus and like loves specifically that album and was dancing and like this is something that I noticed, okay? And I don't like whatever you like, whatever, however you experience things is it's fine. You don't have to, you can literally stand perfectly still and experience things and love it. And that's fine. What I'm saying is I connected a lot with this moment where I found like, I move to things. Like when I hear music, I'm like
Oh
moving,
yeah.
like I'm like getting into it and stuff. And I look to my right and I see my crush and she's like dancing and doing the same things I'm doing. And I look to my left and I see her family doing the same, like, kind of like all day. I'm like, these are my freaking people. And I like look over and like there's a sea of bodies just like motionless. And I'm just like,
Watching.
yeah. And it was a little
That's
like,
one of the best. I will say that's one of the best things about like, especially like Coheed led shows is like, man, like Coheed fans sing. Like they all sit, they all
yeah,
get into it.
yeah.
They all love it. They're all there to support Claudio.
Yeah, for sure. And like I love like that's just like I need like it feels so good to like sit there and like hear the whole crowd singing together and everyone's dancing and like loving that moment and
Yeah,
but
and that's another thing too. Like, when I saw Coheed in Georgia for the Never Ender of No World, they
yeah,
did it like it was like a Never Ender with Vaxis 2. So like they played all of Good Apollo Volume 2, and then they played like 5 or 6 songs from the Vaxis 2. They played like almost 2 albums.
wow.
But they had like all these cool screens that were playing like clips from Vaxis 2 and stuff. So like they have the stuff. I'm guessing they just weren't allowed to put it on the stage because Incubus has to
Yes.
preset probably
Yeah.
some stuff.
Dude, I mean, well, because Incubus has a whole freaking crazy video show that they put on. Like they have their camera set up and their like live editing situation is really great actually. Like it's really cool to see. Like the way that they like splice everything and do like on the big screen you see them in various various angles, but also like with effects going on behind him and like with light shows and like all kinds of it's really cool to see, but they probably make it so like the other bands can't use.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, it's like obviously the headliner gets to do all the. Just you can't set up 2 sets of like crazy stuff like that.
Yeah,
As it is swapping out the instruments is probably all
yeah,
the amplifiers and things like that is crazy. But
yeah, dude. I mean, but what a good freaking night. And then like, I mean, after that, we had such a good time and it was so great. And then I got freaking it was like we got sick. And oddly, it wasn't because of the show, it was because of my son. It was like
mm,
Atlas came home from school like over the weekend and was just sick, which
he's like, here you guys go.
yeah. Yeah. So he got us sick, which is it happens. It just sucks. And like unfortunately my crush got like really sick and then I got
Mm. I'm
really
glad you're better. I'm glad she's better.
yeah. We're both better. I'm still like working through it. That's why I'm like we're not recording too long today. But
Yeah,
anyway,
we're wrapping it,
yeah,
ladies
we're
and
wrapping.
gentlemen. We
Yeah,
got all the good stuff out. You met Falafel the squirrel.
oh dude.
You heard my daughter have a wonderful time at a show. You heard Anthony's nail biter of almost missing Coheed.
Oh, dude, that was so crazy. I was like, I was gonna cry. I was gonna actually like, oh yeah, no, it was just nuts. It was just like, I was getting worried that we were gonna miss more. I thought we were gonna miss like 3 songs, and I was like,
Mm.
they're only gonna play like 8 songs or something. Like if they play like, I was like, oh, but it was only one. I really wish that they would have saved Silent Earth or Keeping
Keeping
Secrets.
secret.
Uh,
I do sometimes wish that they would just open shows with Welcome Home.
I know,
I understand why, because like Welcome Home is the normie song. Like if you don't
I
know who
know.
Coheed is, like
It's
that's the song, that's the Enter Sandman for Coheed and
yeah,
Cambria, and
yeah,
I get it, but like, man, there was one I remember when they did the Never Ender for Good Apollo.
yeah.
Welcome Home is track 3 on that album, so you
Yeah.
knew they weren't ending the show with Welcome Home. They actually, and that show they did actually end with, I believe it was in Keeping Secrets the
Oh,
ending.
really? That's
Either
such a
that or Delirium or something like that.
yeah.
It was like a
Oh,
random.
oh
So,
God, so good.
dude, I got so lucky, by the way. Just quick side note.
Eh.
It was a few tours ago. I think it was like when Vaxis 1 came out, actually. Um, we were the second show of the concert. And the first show they played Time Consumer. And I'm like, oh my God, I've never heard Time Consumer live. They're gonna freaking play Time Consumer. I'm finally gonna get to hear it. And they played Time Consumer for us too. And I was so stoked. So I was like telling people, I'm like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
they're playing Time Consumer on this. That was the last show of that entire tour they played Time Consumer. So I got to see Time Consumer live, which is like they just don't play that song. I'm guessing it's like a, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe they don't think the audience digs it, or maybe it's like a vocal thing. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
maybe. I mean, I have noticed that like it's funny like when you see their set list, like you see them live and you can see like their like vocal rest songs. You know, like
mhm.
he does, he has those songs where I'm like, why did they play this one? Oh, it's because it's pretty easy. It's like pretty mid-range for Claudio, the
Yeah, like
whole
10 speed, for example.
yeah,
That's a very believer,
exactly.
believe and leaving. Oh, it's just
Yeah,
very it's down here, you know.
yeah.
You know, Travis wrote that song actually. It's pretty cool.
Oh really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was his riff.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah, dude, but it was a good week overall. Like despite the sickness and every and everything, I have a new squirrel friend, and everything's
falafel.
been freaking fantastic. Actually, today is technically the 2 month anniversary with my crush slash girlfriend.
That's amazing.
2 freaking months.
Congratulations, guys. We
Thank
need to
you.
celebrate with pizza or
Yes,
tacos.
for sure, dude.
But anyways,
No, we definitely have to go. But otherwise, what are you gonna do this week? What are you working on?
I have so many roughs that I can continue to push on, which is great for me because sometimes I get that artist block. But I have so many things that I can finalize, so I'm gonna definitely push through another page. But I'm gonna try to get 2 or 3 like I did that one week.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna keep trying, man. These work days have been hard, but like I'm still getting a lot done even with these hard work days. So I'm definitely out of whatever slump I was in for like
Yeah.
a year. But
Yeah, dude, for sure. You've been doing amazing. I
mhm,
hope your back feels better. That's freaking it freaking sucks that you're
it sucks, but it'll be fine.
yeah. I'm going to try to color like flat color 2 pages because now I'm like past the space page like space era of the book and like the outside like character stuff is so much just easier to cut like to throw
Mhm.
colors on. Like
Plus,
I
with the city, you might be able to just throw some gradients or something on the
exactly.
background. Like
That's yep. Yeah, that's my plan.
sometimes I like try to study other comic books. I'm like, how do they color these
Dude,
backgrounds? They definitely attack these differently than I do because I color
oh,
every individual item, but they're definitely doing something much different than me.
oh, they
You
really
know?
no, they do. I've looked at. I mean, they basically keep it to like 4 or 5 colors and just kind of
Mm,
like separate. And it's so simple. And you know what sucks though is it's effective. Um, but I kind of think it's part of what separates our books from a lot of other books is like you and I are monsters and we end up coloring everything the color that it should be in the world. Like,
yeah, really.
and like, but
Dude, I'm pretty sure there was one where I think it was like one of the bookshelves. I colored like every book a different color. Like it's literally just a thin line. Like Steven, just throw a fucking gradient
I
on
know.
that.
I know, dude. I do this. I do it. That's what we do.
It's gotta be real.
It's true though. But I'm gonna try to do 2 pages, and I'm gonna do my best. We'll see what I get done. But I'm feeling better, so I should be able to do it. Depending on how much of my time my squirrel friend needs from me. I don't know what it's like to raise a squirrel, Stephen. I'm learning with
Falafel's
squirrel
like,
dad.
I'm defending your house from so many threats. You need to feed me Ritz crackers, the cheese
Absolutely.
kind.
Absolutely. But otherwise, dude, I love you. I it was so great
I love you
to
too, dude.
hear about the girls having an amazing time at Coheed. I'm so glad you didn't show your balls to anyone this week.
Didn't happen this week,
Not
but it
this time.
could. But it could. Thursday would be
If
the
you
day it would accidentally happen.
if you play your
No, bro,
cards,
I'm staying so far away from my house until I know Tina's home now. Like, I'm gonna get off work like an hour before Tina. I'm just gonna drive around town, not going home.
I'm gonna go to your house naked this time. It's
Different,
just it's a new
same thing, different white boy.
it's just Oh man, that would be pretty amazing though if we just sent a different nude person in there every Thursday. We'll see what happens. Let's just send them in there. But anyway, thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you for listening to this. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, thank you, me, for remembering to post it because I keep freaking forgetting. Now I've had a rough week, and JD keeps reminding me to post it on all the audio places. Thank you, JD. But dude, I have had trouble just like with the sickness and everything, and just like, oh God, what a freaking week. But
Juggling everything.
yeah, but if you're watching this at all, know that we love you and know that we're thankful for you. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Write something in the comments for the algorithm. Like or let's say Squirrel Friend, Tail Sword. What was the like? That's the rat thing you said. Rat crabs. Hashtag rat crabs.
Hashtag rat crabs. They're a thing now.
If you write hashtag rat crabs in the comment, we'll know you made it this far, and we will love you forever. But thank you. Make sure you share the episode with everyone you know, because we can only do so much. And honestly, I've been sucking at social media lately.
Oh,
just,
dude,
I
I've been so checked out, and it's like
yeah.
it's not that I don't want to see. I really just need to start setting up DM groups or something, like and just or Discord, join like a Discord or something,
Yeah.
and
I
just
mean, you should
touch
join
up.
our movie Discord, even if you don't join the
Yeah,
movie.
because I'm assuming all the faces I would want to talk to are probably in that Discord.
It
So
is. I
that's
mean, it's aside, like it's like Sean's there, but Daniel and Dina haven't joined yet. But there are a bunch of it's all great people, So it's
mhm.
like Chris is there, and so it's like a bunch of awesome people.
Samantha
Yeah, dude. Otherwise,
Fowler.
yeah, of course, dude. Fowler's been
I love
amazing.
Fowler.
Yeah, me
He's
too.
I'm sure he'll be coming down again soon. I know he's got like family and stuff down here. I
Yeah,
think he had mentioned
Chris is coming on.
Chris is coming. Yeah, he's gonna stay. He might even stay at my house.
Oh,
So
really?
we have a guest bedroom. Told me
Nice.
if you need some like lodging, like absolutely, bro. That's
All
what we
right.
have a guest bedroom for. So
I'm gonna show up in PJs the same day and be like, "Whoa, how do we
I booked
double
the
book?
guest room. I
We
booked
double
this.
book this room. It's just like only one bed. There's only one. What are we gonna do?" That's a whole
I don't
romance trope.
know.
It's just how it works.
Sleep head to toe.
It's a weird thing.
Everything's still lined up.
Everything's all right. All right. But thank you all. Thank you all for being a part of this. We really appreciate the heck out of you, and we hope you'll see you next time. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
This has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
Boom! Support Libris Arcana. They're amazing.
They are. You can do the promo code issues20. Use promo code issues20 at checkout. You can save 20%.
If you want Libris Arcana dice, use promo code issues20 at checkout.
100%. If you do that, then we get money. Steven,
we get it.
We get money. I don't like. I assume you get your dice. You should. If you don't, just try it again. Just keep buying dice.
Buy a bunch with our tag so we can get Libris Arcana to make deathless dice.
Yes, that's really what we want. So the more dice, the more you use our code at issues20, and you get 20% off. We're more likely to get deathless, like specifically like custom made deathless dice, which is what we want for issue 3 or 4 or 5, preferably all of them. I really want these freaking dice, Steven. I want this to happen. So so far we've earned about $5. So
that's awesome though.
No,
that's
awesome.
For everyone who has not only supported us, thank you for supporting Libris Arcana and places like that, because those people deserve your money too, in my opinion, because like they're awesome. They're like, they're just trying to make it in the world like everyone else.
Heck freaking yeah.
Cyclops out.
Well,